So in the last facial video that we did a no problem facial where that person had like zero problems, none whatsoever. This one is going to be number 2, acne prone skin. Somebody who has crazy acne, I would say grade 2, 3, and possibly 4. So when you have somebody has really bad acne on their face, these are the steps that I normally do. So this time we're going to take a before and after picture. Let's just say you have them fill out all the client intake forms, all the health screening, and this is what I eat in my daily routine. That's fine and dandy, but you still need a before and an after. That serves as when somebody goes home and says, oh, I don't see any change or any difference. You took that before picture, and then when they come in the next time, like, well, look at your skin now. Like, what is the difference? And you do a side by side, do the before and after. And then when they come in, you can even take a when they came in picture, like for the second treatment. And you look at all 3 of the pictures, like, oh yeah, my skin is, yes. We are our own worst nightmares, our own worst critics. When we wake up in the morning, that's all we see is the same problems. That's not true. To other people, like, dang girl, you glowing, what you doing? What? You know, they're looking at you, but you don't see that. Like we see totally, because we wake up to ourselves every damn day. Not every damn day, but every glorious, wonderful day. God is good. And for acne, these are the steps that I'm going to do. Same thing we did before, steam the face, but we're not going to steam right now, but look at video number 1, you'll see the process that I did. I steamed the face with the steamer or a hot towel. I opened up the pores, we cleansed the face, and so we're going to cleanse the face again because I just put a lot of oil on the face. So take some soap or cleanser. Make sure it cakes up nice on your hands. Apply it to the skin. Grab some water. Get it nice and soapy this time with some water. And then cleanse the face. Now we're gonna cleanse the face in 2 movements. The first movement we're gonna do is sponges. Sponges, we're gonna take off as much as we can. Now remember, she has wonderful locks. Her locks, they're already out of the way. They're away from the areas that I need to work on. A lot of people, no, you need a hair wrap. For me, this is just how, again, this is me, how I do it. You would preferably have a hair wrap, okay? But for me, I'm careful, I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna go around the locks. I'm not gonna get anything entangled. I don't have any watches. I do have a bracelet on, but it's beaded. It's not gonna catch on anybody's hair or mess anybody up, so be careful. Putting the hair up is not just for the products and you're gonna get the person's hair wet. It's for some people wear jewelry, some people wear chains. You're standing over somebody's head, you come right up real quick and it gets caught in your hair. That's bad. Like somebody wake up from their hair being pulled out. That's a nightmare. So be careful. So as you can see, the face is still soapy. If you want to now use your HydraFacial machine to cleanse further, because you need water, let's just say your water gets too soapy, then yes, use your HydraFacial machine. We're gonna use the spray, because even on the top it says spray or dermabrasion. Click the first one, the first box or circle. It says spray. Even though the spray is coming out, it's what, I'm sorry, dermabrasion. I don't know why I did that. That was a rookie mistake. And we're gonna change it or turn it to chamber D. So if you're looking at the machine that says A, B, C, or D, just turn it to D. Hands are slippery. Okay, so we're on chamber D. Chamber D is located on the back of the machine. You have to turn the machine around. And as you guys can see, this is the D chamber. Or O2. The HydraFacial H2O-O2 is right here. H2O-O2, this machine on the inside makes the water turn blue because that oxidizes the water, just like the blue lights in the steamer. It deoxygenates certain chemicals, swimming around, bacteria, fungus, all that type of good stuff. The blue light, just like for acne, but for the water, okay? So this is your D chamber. Letter D. We turn it over on the front side. We turned it on microdermabrasion, H2O, and remember you gotta hit H2O on the screen. To test it, take your hand, and you can see the water. All right, so it's just plain water. It's no solution, nothing's mixed with it, just plain water. That's it. So now we're gonna take off the soapy residue that's still on the face. And it's a little bit too much water, so what we're gonna do is turn down the water. Test it on your hand again. Not too bad. Now, because we're dealing with water, take a towel. You're gonna wrap it around the client's neck. So all I'm gonna do is put it around your neck, and then underneath her ears and everything. Yes, perfect. So she can still hear, but at least the towel will catch the water, okay? And you cover her hair as much as possible, all right? This water really comes out. So remember, if you do have soap residue still on the face, this spits out water and it sucks in water. So you're cleaning and sucking out dirt at the same time. Almost like those vacuums that can clean your carpet now, can suck up dirt and clean your carpet with water and suck up the water at the same damn time. It's crazy. So this works as the same way. And when you're breaking the suction off of the face, when I press down, I break off. Press down, come off. Straight down, and then angle off. For instance, forehead, I'm coming down, it's suctioning, right, I just break it off. Now if you just try to pull off, sometimes the suction is too much and it's like, oh, what the hell is he doing? Just really, really fast. Okay. Now remember, that was the D chamber. That was just cleansing with nothing but water, strictly water. So if you didn't want to keep using your sponges, or if the water was so super soapy or dirty and you needed some fresh water, just use your D chamber. That's the fresh water. You will cleanse the skin, okay? So then after that, and you can also use a rotatory brush if you have one at your office and you can use it. Turn the switch on or off, it rotates, but we don't have the brush right now, but you've seen it in other videos. It just rotates, you just cleanse the skin with the brush. You can do many things with the HydraFacial, with the 14-in-1 machine, with the steamer, everything that you want to do, okay? So this is just basically for this machine right now for number 2. We analyzed the skin. She only had 1 or 2 bumps, but remember in video 1, we popped the bumps. Everything is gone, which is great. So after we analyze the skin, we see what she has, we took care of it. You can use a toner to tone the skin. I rarely use a toner, only until maybe after the whole entire process to close the pores with acne. I want them to stay as open as much as possible while I'm working on them. I know in schools they always taught you, hey, tone the skin here, tone over here, pH balance the skin out again, but that's actually tightening the pore. That bump might curl up and go in again. I don't want it to curl up and go in. I want it to come out. I want to keep the skin as hot and open as possible for me. So then let's go ahead and go into step number 3. We're going to apply a chemical peel. So when you're applying your chemical peel, and this is only going to be on the affected areas, we're not going to do a whole face, but you can do the whole face if you want to. So for me, I'm going to take my brush, make sure my brush is clean. Dry my brush off. Because you don't want a wet brush with chemical peel. It would dilute the peel. So your brush is clean. We're going to put on our gloves. But for safety's sake and purposes of time, let's just say I put on my gloves. The gloves are on. Just let's imagine I have my gloves on. I know I didn't really put them on physically, but let's in our minds think that, hey, I just put my gloves on. Boom, boom, they're on. It's not brown skin, this is blue. So we're gonna take our fan, chemical peel, and take your other fan. So this is for your client. So all you're going to do is tell them she can press the button if it gets too spicy. So Jamila, all you're gonna do is this is your fan, and if it gets too spicy, you can hit the button, okay? We're just gonna do the forehead.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna take the peel, put it on the affected area that we worked on. It's going to be stingy a little bit, but we're not going to put it all over the face, just on the areas that we worked. That's it. It's a little spicy, so we're going to work fast. We're going to just get those little those bumps. And remember, you're treating the area that is affected, that they complained about. Now, this is not a whole facial of chemical peel. Those are in other videos that you've seen. This is just what you can do with your, your HydraFacial with chemical peel. You don't have to put a chemical peel in B chamber. You don't have to. This is manual. You can actually cleanse the face with the HydraFacial and then manually apply your peel. Or you don't have to take the fan. You can put this down, take about 10 drops of this, put it into a B chamber mixed with your solution in A. So basically your A solution plus a chemical peel gives you B. But you don't have to have a B solution. You don't have to use a chemical peel at all. No, 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 no. This is just if you want to use a chemical peel with it already built into the bee, or you can manually do it by yourself without using the bee chamber. The bee chamber can actually be used as another solution that you want to use it with. That's it. It's up to you. I'm not here to tell you what you should and shouldn't do. We're going to take off the peel. Make sure you have some cold water or ice water, something that you can take off the chemical peel. I'm going to take it off with my sponges because it is kind of spicy. And the spicy or chemical peel that I'm using that makes it spicy like this, I'm using a 30% lactic peel. Lactic is good for lightening and brightening and acne. If she had serious acne of grade 2 or 3, I'm going to use a Jesner's peel or even a glycolic or TCA, depending on how many bumps they have. Now you can use a Jesner's peel on anybody's skin type. They can have 1 or 2 bumps and still use a Jesner's. Jesner's is just small portions. I like to use something stronger. That's just me. But for some people who have teenage skin, like she does, but if they really are teenagers, they're not going to react well to any chemical peel. Jesner's is probably the lightest form that they could probably handle. So they would do well with Jesner's. Because remember, that's 14, 14, 14, resorcinol. Man, I forget the chemical peels that are in Jesner's for a moment. But anyway, it's 14% like lactic, 14% resorcinol, 14% glycolic. It's like a mixture of 3 different peels in together that's good for acne. That's all Jesner's peel is. That's it. You might have mandelic acid, stuff like that. This peel has mandelic acid as well. Lactic peel with mandelic. That's why I use something stronger. So now that we've removed the chemical peel, we ask our client from a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel?
It's like a 1. It's just a little tingly on the forehead.
That's what we want to hear. If it's 5 and above, we need to still take it off. Get that cold water, damp it down, take it off, keep going until they calm down, okay? The skin calms down. They're calm, but the skin isn't. So remember, 5 and higher, still take it off. But if they're below 5, like 4, 3 is simmering down, they're doing good. We're now going to go into the next process of extracting again, because when you put a peel, you already did extractions, you opened them up, and I put that chemical peel on there. Guess what? The skin is softer. I just broke down all those keratinocytes, and now acne will probably just ooze out on its own. Sometimes you'll actually see the acne right here. This one is still coming out because of the peel. It's flushing everything else underneath the skin out. So you can still do, I have my gloves on. Imagine I have my gloves on. And see this one's already popped, it's coming out on its own. So that's the beauty of a chemical peel. When I extract first, not heavily, just a little bit to open them up. Then I put a peel on so that peel can go inside and flush them out, saying it's time to go home. And it flushes out on its own. You don't have to push hard at all because the skin's already soft. And see, dang, I wish I could get a close-up view so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But see, now it's just all coming out easily. I barely have to put any pressure. And that's the great thing about using a chemical peel. And I only let the peel sit on the face for about a minute. It wasn't that long. So a chemical peel should sit on the face for about a minute, minute and a half, maximum about 3 minutes. If you go to 4 and 5, that's on you. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying you'll start to see your skin peel like you see on those YouTube videos where people's skin is falling off like a snake. Then okay, that's 5, 10, 15 minutes. Some people have left it on for 30 minutes. That's crazy. Lord, have mercy. So we're going to turn to the side. And see this one right here. Yeah. So see, and it's like a lighter pressure, but this stuff comes out. So I know some people don't like chemical peels, but it softens the skin so you can extract easier. And if you guys look closely, I'm gonna turn her face to the left side. I didn't even touch the side, and see how it's oozing. Let me give you a closer look so you know what I'm talking about. As you can see right there, see, we didn't touch this side. This is her right side. See how it oozed out? Because I put that chemical peel on this side. Yes, we did pop it earlier, but see how it's reopened and the red is on top and the liquid form of the acne? That's when you see liquid, clear liquid, that's at the end of its phase. That's the good part. When you see clear, stop. You see red, keep going. That's the infection. But see the clear right underneath it, it's now oozing out. So what I'm going to do is, so you guys can see, yeah, see that's the, right, so that's the bad liquid right there. Just wipe it right here. And so the peel will do its job and flush it out for me. Oops, sorry. Okay. So after I extract with any of the extraction tools, if I had a lancet, which I do, I didn't need to pop hers open, which is great. But sometimes you have these little small jelly-like sac-filled acne bumps, milia, or even higher than milia would be like a cyst. Higher than a cyst would be a lipoma, but that would be way underneath the skin. That would be like a knot. Something like you see in Dr. Pimple Popper when she's on TV and she slices into the skin. That's the only way you're gonna get rid of those lipomas. Or I think there's one even worse than a lipoma that has nothing but fluid. It can even keep coming back. But thank God I haven't seen anybody with that, but I've seen it on the show. I'm like, Jesus. So whenever you think you have bad skin, no, trust me, you don't. I didn't have to do anything for her like that. I didn't have to do crazy extractions. Her stuff, and it's still oozing out. It's still doing its job. Even though her skin is tingling, it's still doing its job. So after toning, I do. Oh, all right. Don't fight with me. All right. So anyway, now we're gonna do a toner and an astringent. I know you guys have been waiting. Why did he use toner? Why are you doing this? I learned this in school. Look, now you can tone the skin because remember we popped it open, chemical peel. Now we want to close it. We got all the extraction out that we could get out without scarring and bruising the skin. So now we use a toner. So your toner, you can use any toner that you want to. I'm just going to use my hyaluronic acid gel base because it's thick and it will close. It coagulates. It's really, really good stuff. And it calms the skin down anyway. It's like a cooling gel all in one. Now, if a gel actually turns into a liquid like hers, look at that. It liquefied. Her face is still hot. That means even though you have the thickest gel, the chemical peel made it so hot that her skin temperature is changed. Almost like the ambient temperature in the rooms when they change. Even if you have the air conditioning on, it gets hot, it gets cold. Ambient, meaning the whole entire room, not just one person's body temperature or some thing's body temperature. It's the room. So now that we've had the astringent or toner, we take that off. Let it sit for about 30 seconds to a minute. Things that go into the skin, remember, it's open. It doesn't need to sit on the skin forever. No. That's why home care is such an important thing, because you're going to do this every day, 2 times a day, 3 times a day, multiple times to keep up your regimen. Now see, look at that. It came right off on the sponge, that brown, that just the acne that we popped, and it came out with the chemical peel. So you're gonna see things even on your sponges, and I barely wiped hard at all. I just cleansed it off the skin, and that's how you know your peels and stuff are working. So you see stuff on your sponges. After that, moisturizer and or hyaluronic acid or moisturizer. We just did a hyaluronic acid gel to calm the skin down. I'm just going to use the serum. So remember, we don't need much. Oh, you good.
Oh. Yeah.
So as you guys see, I only added like maybe 4 or 5 of these drops. That's why I say it's more than hydrating. I have 4 different oils plus the CBD oil, or isolate, I should say. I like CBD isolate. You got to be careful when people say, "Oh, I'm going to sell you this CBD moisturizing cream." It's more cream than anything. No, when you have somebody sell you something, just ask them, where is it coming from? What is the percentages of CBD in this? Is it 3,000 milligrams? Is it 1,000 milligrams? Is it, pint or quart or whatever? It will always be in milligrams. It's never going to be in no pints and heavier quantities of ounces and grams. No. Milliliters. So just be careful. Use common sense. People out here scamming people with every damn thing these days. But as you can see, this stuff, whew, very hydrating. I know it seems like she's like, very, very greasy or oily. Sometimes you may have to have that glossy look after a tear down, after dermaplaning, after a chemical peel. You want to be saturated so your skin can soak up as much of the properties as much as possible when you're driving home or going to sleep. Then you wake up the next morning like, wow, there is a difference. So then after that, you give them their home care, and then that's it. We move on to step 3.